Taraji P. Henson talking about American men being run through where she looking like a piece of 40 grit sandpaper. Sad. Just sad.
Come on down the bus downtown where you can get a date for 50, 60, 70, even 80% off the original social marketplace price. Now available in paperback and e-readers. ISIS, Amari's Revenge. The goddess next door is confronted by a Nubian queen out for revenge at the Metropolitan Museum of Art in this inaugural ISIS series adventure. Get your copy of ISIS Amari's Revenge in paperback and e-readers at Amazon.com and online booksellers everywhere.
Better get the coleslaw, y'all, cause we're having us a barbecue. A while back, actress Taraji P. Henson said that American men are run through. Now, Taraji P. Henson made the statement in a heat of anger regarding men because she doesn't have one. However, maybe she should have asked her publicist to run through pictures before they go to print. Because in a recent photo of Taraji P. Henson, she's looking like she's been run through the ringer in an outfit where she's got some side boob going on, and that whole picture of her face has me giving her a side eye because her face is looking like a piece of 40 grit sandpaper. Now, I couldn't think of anybody to ever think about them looking like a piece of sandpaper, but Taraji P. Henson is looking so rough here that she's basically looking like she's getting ready to go do some work on some sheetrock or some mud at a home as related to a contractor project, and not looking like the incredible beauty that we saw almost 25 years ago in movies like Baby Boy. No, she's looking really rough these days, and that should basically make her think twice before she talks about American men, and actually what she's using the word American men as a code word for black men. She wants to talk about men being run through, but again, sadly, Taraji P. Henson has been put through the ringer based on this picture. And this picture basically shows me a picture of an extremely desperate woman who is desperate to get the attention of men, running around here at almost 52, 53 years old, wearing an outfit like a woman in her 20s would go out here and wear. Because most women, when they get into their 50s, ain't thinking about showing off no boob or side boob to go out here, because they know that when they get into their 50s, you want to be seen as a respectable older woman. But when you are basically stuck in the social marketplace because you don't know how to work with a man, basically these women are stuck in a state where they have to compete with younger women. So that's where they got to go out here thinking that they can try to use whatever leftover assets they have as a way to get the attention of men. But when I look at Taraji P. Henson in this picture, I don't see anyone any smart man would want to pay attention to. No, this picture basically looks like a profile picture for Bus Downtown, and not a good picture at that, because if I saw this picture, I basically would be swiping left, because I'm not going anywhere near there. But I wouldn't go near online dating at all, because online dating's for losers, and it's for losers because no man of character is ever going to go on any sort of site like that. But Taraji P. Henson's picture basically here looks like one that would be on one of those profiles on a place like Match.com, where she possibly would get no matches. And that's basically what would happen to Taraji P. Henson as related to the whole social marketplace. But this picture, again, this picture just shows how hypocritical Taraji P. Henson is. She's sitting here talking about how American men, code word for black men, are run through, when in actuality she's putting up an image that basically defines the term run through, as looking as worn out in this picture as she is. Now, in a previous video, I basically debunked that entire narrative that Taraji P. Henson was presenting as related to American Men being run through, because basically a man biologically cannot be run through unless he's a member of the alphabet community, where he basically can get run through the backside. But when it comes through men, again, natural heterosexual men cannot be run through the way Taraji P. Henson claims that they could, because biologically a man has a penis, and again, if a man is a heterosexual man and he has a penis, he cannot be run through because he does not have the biological parts to be run through. However, a woman has a vagina which can be run into by a penis. And since it can be run into by a penis, again, this is where the term run through comes from. But that's basically what Taraji P. Henson is looking like. She's been put through a ringer. She looks like one of those chicks you run into out of the club at 4 a.m. when it's about to close up. And looks like one of those chicks who basically has had one of those long nights of hard drinking, having some Johnny Walker Reds with some Coca-Cola or something like that. That's basically what Taraji P. Henson is looking like in this picture, and it's a sight to see. A sight to see, because here's the woman who wanted to go out here and say that a black American men, really that's who she's talking about, are run through. But this picture, again, looking like somebody who's about to, again, come out of that club at 4 a.m. and try to head over to the Arab red and white chicken place to go get her some scrimps and some chicken tenders before the place closes, or head over to White Castle because they're open 24 hours to get something to eat before she finally goes home, falls into her pillow, and cries herself to sleep because no guy was checking for her to get her phone number. That's basically what Taraji P. Henson is looking like in this picture, looking like that sad chick who basically spent the entire night at the club and basically had gotten one last drink of Johnny Walker Red with some Coca-Cola in it, then basically had to leave the club sad with no guys looking for her phone number or no guys checking for her, and now is about to head over possibly to that Arab red and white chicken place, hopefully trying to get a 2-piece dinner or some scrimps or some fish from there, or possibly will try to get to the White Castle hoping to find some cheeseburger sliders to be able to get something to eat before she again goes back home to that apartment to sleep off all that alcohol and them burgers. That's what Taraji is looking like in this picture, looking like a woman who had a rough night. That's the only way you're going to be coming out of a place looking like a piece of 40 grit sandpaper. And again, I know about sandpaper because I watch a lot of Sprayway Customs when he goes out here and paints cars. And again, 40 grit is the roughest grit out of all the sandpapers. There might possibly be 20 grit out there, but 40 is the roughest and leaves the most scratches, but it takes away the most material. And that's basically what, when I look at Taraji P. Henson's face, it's just reminding me of a piece of 40 grit sandpaper, the roughest sandpaper, because she's looking real rough here, looking real rough because, again, she's basically had a rough evening, whatever's going on. And that outfit is basically sweated out. She's basically been in the club all night. Again, outfit completely sweated out. Side boob not looking as fine as it did when she first came to the event. And again, people looking at her with a side eye because it's really looking sad when you see a woman in her 50s trying to dress up like she's in her 20s. That's what's really the whole saddest part about this picture. You got a woman who should be looking more respectable, because a person in their 50s is supposed to be somebody you should be looking up to. But when you look at Taraji P. Henson, you just look at her and just wonder, why you still dressing like this? What made you think to come out here like this? This is just really what I call sad, just sad. And it's sad, just sad, that this woman wants to talk about American men, especially black men, being run through, when you go out here and have a picture like this that basically puts your face out here and shows you basically looking like you've been wrung out through a ringer, and basically looking like somebody basically hung her out to dry. And basically, this picture basically shows how Taraji P. Henson has been washed with Clorox and bleach and finished off with dryer sheets, basically done at this point. And when I look at her, I just have to shake my head, because I would need I have to get the coleslaw, the biscuits, and the gravy for this roast. And again, basically, this whole picture is one picture you could build a whole buffet on, because this again is a picture that basically makes her look like a clown and looks like a profile straight out of bus downtown. Now, if you want to pick up my book to learn how to not look like Taraji P. Henson and wind up in a situation like Taraji P. Henson, where you look like you've been put through the ringer, you can pick up my book, Why 70% of Black Women Are Single, on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. You can also find Why 70% of Black Women Are Single at other online booksellers like Draft to Digital, Google Play, Barnes & Noble, and big box retailers like Walmart and Target. And in that book, it'll show you the paradigm of failure that Taraji P. Henson has participated in, and how to identify that behavior and break out of that pattern and be on a road to having a successful relationship with a man. And if you want to learn how women like Taraji P. Henson wind up on the road to looking like 40 Grit Sandpaper, you can pick up my book, The Woman Crisis, on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. You can also find The Woman Crisis at other online booksellers like Draft to Digital, Google Play, Barnes & Noble, and big box retailers like Walmart and Target. And if you want to see me make more videos taking celebrities to the barbecue, you can drop a donation to the Patreon, the PayPal, or the Cash App by clicking the links in the description box. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.
Now available for the first time in paperback, Why 70% of Black Women Are Single. Learn all the reasons why so many Black women can't find a husband, and why 70% of Black women are single. Get your copy of Why 70% of Black Women Are Single on Amazon.com today.
Now available in paperback. From the author of the critically acclaimed book, The Man Crisis, comes The Woman Crisis. Learn why so many women have become lost in their quest to have it all in The Woman Crisis. Get your copy of The Woman Crisis in paperback at Amazon.com and online booksellers today. Support Black-owned and Black-operated digital broadcast media. www.niceradionetwork.com. Nice Radio Network, broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.